Yes, man! What the rock?
Ho, recording live from dos locations. This is Past the Rock. I am Patrick, and as always, I'm joined by a Birdman. I don't like that one. I don't like that I said that.
Call.
The great
Call.
Caesar, aka LC's.
I'm repping a lot of birds on my chest and on my head.
Oh, hell
so,
yeah.
Wait, I got to do the Birdman hand rub,
Yeah, I realize he's probably not the best person to be compared to, but
Nah, but yeah, I feel like there's worse. You could be compared to worse people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another slow week for most sports fans. We are in what we call the dog days of summer. Oh man, I lost my page. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the only real exciting thing that's happened is the MLB trade deadline, and it's only exciting to some markets, not all.
And it really wasn't a crazy one this year, honestly. Like two starting pitchers got moved, but like that's pretty tame for what could be. The last few years since they've expanded the playoffs has definitely cooled off the MLB trade deadline quite a bit. Because it used to be some wild shit. The Rangers built an entire championship team off trading Mark Teixeira to the Braves.
True, but on one hand, so you could say it's tame, but it's also just like, on the other hand, you're like, well, it's tame if you're the LA fan base. If you're everybody that's rooting against the LA fan base, you're like, this is ridiculous.
The other part of the LA fan base has been living in squalor for a long time.
Yeah, I don't even think that they count. Do they have any fans left?
Yeah, they're not the worst in attendance. So,
all right, there you go. For a while, the Angels were mildly relevant.
When we were kids, they won in 2002, and then they were pretty competitive even when the Rangers got good in 2009 through 12 or whatever.
Yeah. And then now they've just fallen off a cliff?
No, so yeah, obviously the biggest trade everyone's talking about is Tariq Skubal going from the Tigers to the Los Angeles Dodgers. And yeah, I mean, the league, several years ago when the Dodgers went bankrupt, the league offered the new owners just a ton of perks to be able to, sell the team to somebody who cared to own the team, I guess. I don't really know what the vetting process is on who they're offering these perks to, but essentially the Dodgers aren't really sharing TV revenue. They're not paying into a bunch of other like split. Okay, we're back. But yeah, so they're kind of able to currently afford a team that most other teams can't, which isn't to say other teams couldn't easily do this. They just aren't. So that's kind of therein lies the problem.
People forget billionaires don't actually like to spend money.
No, and that's kind of the funny thing about what's going on, with the NBA with Steve Ballmer. It's like this guy's willing to spend even more than he's supposed to, like even more than he's allowed to, but like you're not supposed to do it like that.
Hey man, I'd rather have me a Steve Ballmer than a fucking Ray Davis.
Hey, one technically brought a championship, so
listen, I'm all for winning on a technicality. I really am.
We won.
But in this case, I'm just like, man, we could have won another one if he was just like not gun shy about putting more money into the team.
Well, there are more important things like old statues and I don't know, new outfits for the girls who dance.
I guess. I'm like, bro, you went from having like a packed house almost every other night the year they won they won, or the year that they won. right? That following start of the season. So they won in 2023. 2024, packed because everybody had high expectations. And then you're like, I don't know what's happening now. 2025, you're like, yeah, back to your normal, regularly scheduled like attendance numbers. I'm like, bro, if
Yeah,
you
I
want to
think.
make money,
Yeah,
you want.
technically we're still better than we were most of our time growing up, but that's basically just the roof. We're right in the middle of the pack attendance wise this year. Right there with Houston and Colorado. Colorado's hilarious because they're selling like $8 tickets.
Man, I would love an $8 ticket over it.
Oh, dude, and it is
Globe Life.
well the Rockies ballpark, Coors Field is like the most beautiful thing in the world. It's awesome. But yeah,
I do kind of want to go to one. I do kind of want to go to a game over there.
The Angels have a better attendance per game than us this season.
The fuck?
If that makes you understand what's going on there, they're probably super cheap as hell too, though. But no, I mean most of the other teams are the ones.
And it's not like LA where it's super hot either.
No, I don't know what the difference is in whatever climate difference is in Anaheim versus LA proper, but I have no idea. But yeah, so that's the big news is the Dodgers had at Scoo Bowl. They did go on to lose like 6 games in a row right after that.
Karma.
So that's the thing with baseball. Like, yeah, you can build this team, but good fucking luck because those guys don't always win, and they don't normally win.
True. I will say though, I would be terrified if I'm in the NL.
Yeah, I'd prefer to go in with that as my roster. Outside of maybe, the Rangers starting pitching staff is so nice when it's healthy. But the offensive side obviously swings things more to the Dodgers' favor.
Oh yeah. Plus, the Dodgers, at least they have a reliable bullpen.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we've got a good closer, and we don't know what's going on in the middle. And that's the thing I thought they might address at the trade deadline. Unfortunately, they did not. That said, we went in, we recorded last week. What was that? Thursday, the 27th, I think. No, 30th. 30th. So the Rangers were coming off some good post All-Star break success. But that night was night 2 of a 6-game losing streak, which dipped us back into second place. We won 2 more games since then against the Giants. Day off today and at home versus Baltimore. We got a pretty light schedule on the way out. I think we play the Angels and the Athletics like for a total of 20 games or something like that. I haven't kept up enough to know how Washington's doing this year. But lots of winnable games left. So you could still see this team in the playoffs, even as a division winner. But otherwise, that's basically everything that happened in baseball this week that concerns us, I think. Oh, they did start the new professional women's baseball league. Kind of cool. They had a lady who was, I guess, technically the last woman who got to play in the whatever they called the women's professional league during World War II. That the movie A League of Their Own. Have you ever seen A League of Their Own? Tom Hanks, Madonna, Gina Davis.
No, I don't believe so.
It's classic. Tom Hanks plays a super drunk, washed out baseball player who's going to coach a professional female team during the war. It's hilarious. And it's one of the better baseball movies.
Oh hell yeah!
Of which there are 800 million. But I guess if that's all we got on that, it's time to move over to our favorite thing. Man, whatever. I was gonna play the Seas Ball intro, but I don't have it on here. Too late.
Oh no.
Seas Ball. Just something to change the pace.
Fair enough. Well, welcome everybody to the Seas TE Ball segment All right, there was a little bit of news. If you're a big fan of running backs should get paid, then, sirs, ladies, and everybody in between, you got your wish because Jahmyr Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor both got some pretty hefty paydays. And of course, as I say that, I lost the page. Okay, Jahmyr. Well, no.
I'm so sorry. I accidentally muted you. I did not mean to do that. What about Jahmyr Gibbs? Go on.
Oh, I didn't realize you hated the Lions that much, man.
I'm indifferent.
Well, either way, the Jahmyr Gibbs 3 years, $75.75 million extension, making him the highest paid running back in the league, and then not too far behind him. Well, in terms of getting a big payday, is Jonathan Taylor of the Colts getting a 2-year, $44 million extension. The Taylor one's a little surprising given he did have like a pretty big injury history, or not injury history, but a pretty big injury not that long ago. Had a bounce back year for sure, but you just never know with running backs. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, listen, he has come into his own. He is definitely one of the better running backs in the league. Can he take a lion's share of the carry, no pun intended, for the duration of that deal? And do you even want him to? Does that make him the most effective version of himself? He was really good when you had that. There was a tandem going on in Detroit. Oh my God, what was his name? Not David Johnson. David Johnson used to be the Cardinals running back. You're muted, sir.
Was it Montgomery?
David Montgomery. That's his name. Yeah. So you had Montgomery, and then you had Jahmyr Gibbs. You had Thunder and Lightning. And it'll be interesting to see how they go moving forward. But hey, good for these guys. I'm a big believer in running backs should get paid. They touch the ball a ton, and their careers are shortened quite a bit because of it. So there is that. Yeah, the amount of punishment that a running back takes, it's just not the same as a wide receiver. I get that the value of the position may be a little bit different, but or the yards that they produce is a little bit different than say a wide receiver. But hey. Come on, give these guys a break, because they will break eventually. Now, we had some news coming out of LA. Aaron Donald might potentially be making his comeback. The Myles Garrett trade probably actually got his attention and got him to get out of retirement. Which, hey, if you are a future Hall of Fame defensive tackle and you have the opportunity, you're not too far removed from the game. Even when you retired, you were not a shell of your former self. You were still a top 5 defensive tackle in the NFL, and you have a chance to play with arguably the best edge rusher in the game still today. Sure, it may take him some time to get into game shape, and who knows when you'll see flashes of the old Aaron Donald. But if I'm in the NFC West, really if I'm any team in the NFC, I don't want to see those two monsters, those two behemoths, next to each other on the defensive line. All right, just that is a nightmare for your quarterback. It's a nightmare for an offensive line, and that is the defensive coordinator's just wet dream right there. Two of the most talented pass rushers of their generation lining up side by side, potentially. Aaron Donald has not signed yet. He has not said that he's coming out of retirement just yet, despite the workout. But it is a possibility. And yeah, I'm a little worried personally. But honestly, the Eagles, they have their own issues going on. I don't know if they'll be a contender on the same level as say the Seahawks or the Rams, but it's possible. It's possible. But we'll save that for another day. But yeah, any thoughts on Aaron Donald possibly coming back?
I think that if he can physically do it, then why not?
Yeah. I mean, we should have more stories of people coming back from retirement.
Yeah, I imagine it's near impossible to do for most people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, but let's have
Like
a
you get a
league.
year of not having to take care of yourself like that. I can't imagine. I can't even imagine taking care of myself like that for a day, let alone
Ugh,
18, 20, 30 years.
right? Oh, what was it? He was drafted in what 2016. He retired pretty early. I feel like.
Yeah, just well, maybe not. I mean, he's probably longer than the average NFL still.
Oh, 100%. Let's see. Aaron Donald draft year was when? It was
2014,
2014.
14.
Oh, never mind.
So he played 10
All
years.
right, all right. So yeah, he played about right around 10 years exact. So, I mean, let's face it, he probably could still play. And yes, he's been an undersized defensive tackle his entire career. It does not look like that
That actually
ever
might,
slowed him down.
I was gonna say, it might be a benefit, honestly, for the body.
Yeah, perhaps. And who knows? Maybe he put on weight, and that'll help. Who knows? Usually, I feel like some defensive tackles end up putting on weight. It's the offensive linemen that I see start to actually
When they don't
lose
have to
some
eat
weight
as
after
much
they
to
play.
stay that big. Yeah.
Yeah. Now some who are just naturally huge will just stay huge, but that's neither here nor there. All right. Well, yeah, I don't really have anything else going on in the NFL that caught my eye. Stephon Diggs is going to be a menace in Washington D.C. So hey, Jaden Daniels, keep your mom away from the facility. He might try to hit on your mom. I don't know. That is not a teammate that I think you would want near your sister or your mom.
Yeah, but I think he's probably a good 1 year rental for some teams. It probably makes sense.
Oh, sure. I mean, especially if he's not your number one wide receiver. I
Yeah,
think.
you're chasing him to come in, show out a little bit. Don't have to have all the pressure. It's DC. The media there is a little worried about other stuff going on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You will in one of the biggest markets in the league, or one of the most important markets to the NFL. It's surprising how you can just stay really under the radar there, because the team has just been so historically bad for what 26 years, with a couple of exceptions here and there, a couple of
Yeah, I
playoff
mean,
runs here and there.
pretty much as long as the Cowboys have been bad.
Yeah, no, if not a little bit longer, probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
definitely.
think they were they not trading off some Super Bowls in the early '90s, maybe.
It was the NFC East minus the Eagles. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
1990. You had you. I'm pretty sure you had the Giants
The
91.
Giants grabbed 2, the Cowboys grabbed 3, and the Redskins get 1.
One or two.
Sorry, not to dead name the Commanders, formerly known
But
as the Washington Football Team, formerly known.
the Washington Redskins, yes. But yeah. I'm pretty sure they got one like late in the 80s, and sometime in the 80s, and then they got another one with Doug Williams in 91. So there was that, and then
There's no way we could have possibly figured this out in any reasonable amount of time. Here we go. 88 they won. The Giants won in 87. Then Niners grabbed 2. Then Giants. Then Washington. Cowboys. Niners. Cowboys. And then it starts opening up a bit.
there you go. If only. Well, if only I didn't take the Eagles until 2017 to get that first. But hey, you know what? Some still don't have theirs, so I'll take what I can
Still waiting.
get. Oh, hey man, maybe Kyler Murray is the answer to your prayers.
I won't be mad at it. I'll be a little surprised, but I won't be mad.
You know what? If they make a Super Bowl run, I'll wear my Randy
Look,
Moss Vikings jersey every
I never thought
episode.
the Rangers would sign Jacob deGrom, so you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Overnight,
yeah,
something crazy can just
yeah.
happen. Could just happen. That's the only way it's going to happen.
It could. It could. I'm sure there has been worse QB situations starting
Oh
a
yeah,
season
for
that
sure.
have that have made their way into that spot.
Eli Manning's
All
gonna
right.
be a Hall of
But
Famer, dude.
yeah,
Come on.
don't do this to me. Don't do
It's
this to me.
had to get you
We know.
had to get you in the right mood for what's coming up.
See, I can always lock in for the Fight Club, but now you just pissed me off with Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. New York Giants fans, he's not. I don't give a fuck about those 2 Super Bowls. He's not. I watched him play with my own 2 eyes too. That was not a Hall of Famer. That was a Hall of okay.
Hilarious when Belichick didn't get in on his first try, and Eli probably will.
No. If that happened, I don't even know what. Okay, but if they erect a statue of Eli Manning outside of like the Giant side of the New Meadowlands, it's coming down. It's not staying up. I refuse. I acknowledge your 2 Super Bowl wins and 2 of the best throws the Super Bowl's ever seen. That is it. You are not a good quarterback. You are an okay quarterback. And that's a very big distinction. Either way, what's on the docket? What do we got here? Who are our combatants this week, Patrick? I mean, I know the answer to this, but
this week on NFL Head Coach Fight Club, we finish off the AFC East with the Dolphins' Jeff Hafley and Quinn Ewers versus the Bills' Joe Brady and Kyle Allen. Then we'll head out west where the Broncos' Sean Payton and Jared Stidham take on the Raiders' Clint Kubiak and Fernando Mendoza. And we'll finish up the AFC West with the Chiefs' Andy Reid and Justin Fields fighting the Chargers' Jim Harbaugh and Trey Lance.
God, that last one is going to be so fucking funny. Oh, actually, all of them are really funny. That one's good. The Fernando Mendoza one, though, that one, where did you find that photo? Where did I miss something? Did he do something for GQ or some shit?
What was it for? 1 second, I'll pull it back up. It made me laugh a lot. I guess, when you win a title, they'll do that for you. Got to recreate my exact search. Okay. Where did it go? Huh. No, I can't find it. I wonder if I misspelled his name. Oh, there it is. Esquire. Fernando Mendoza is about to be the top pick, playing the toughest position in America's game. He has thoughts.
It's really funny that they say that one's the toughest position in football. I think it's number 2.
Oh, man. I like the picture I found, but I'm really upset I didn't discover this one in time. Oh, my God. Where did that go? Oh, 1 second. I'll pull it up. Get ready.
I'm mentally preparing myself for what this is. All right, audience, with bated breath.
Yeah, this isn't going to be fun for anyone who's just listening, but I can't believe I didn't get this picture. Wow. He's in what looks like maybe a velvet hoodie pulled over his head and zipped all the way up.
Like all the way up.
And it's so close and cropped that I imagine that there's just like they're just standing next to like a fence or something. Like there's no effort into the background there.
No, none at all. It's funny the face that they asked him to make. Because it's like if you've ever seen Fernando Mendoza, he's like this really corny, sappy, like happy-go-lucky guy. I mean, yeah, when he's playing the game, he's very intense, but otherwise, he's like, oh, geez, oh gosh darn it, kind of a guy. And this is just like, this feels like a guy that you could sell a gram for like $50 to.
Here he is drinking from a water fountain.
What? Why?
I don't know, man. I don't read Esquire, but
that is an unflattering photo. Just no one looks cool drinking out of a water fountain.
He's an everyman. All right. So first up tonight was gonna be I forgot. Oh, the Dolphins one.
Yes, Jeff Hapley and Quinn Ewers against. Oh my God! You said Kyle Allen.
I think so, right?
Kyle Allen and Sean McDermott. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
back again. That's such a generic looking picture that could literally be any man. So
yes, and then Sean McDermott. That's not the photo I'm used to seeing of Sean McDermott.
well, that's
He
because
looks.
Sean McDermott is not their coach anymore.
Oh wait, you're right. You're right. Sorry. I don't know why I thought you said Sean McDermott and why
No,
that reminded me
Joe
of Sean
Brady.
McDermott. Joe Brady. Joe Brady. It's a new. You have two new participants in the Fight Club.
I know. I had to add him today to the all-time standings at 0-0.
Oh well, someone's going to be tied for one of the worst records of all time, and the other one for
They'll be tied with Gerard Mayo, Josh McDaniels, and Liam Cohen at 0-1.
Oh yeah, the who could forget the head coach rumble that we did and said. I mean, I can forget because it feels like so long ago.
Yeah, well,
All right.
what do you think? Who should handle this?
God,
first?
you know, none of this is this matchup has to be one of the least inspiring ones that I can imagine. So
they all look very generic.
Yes. But you know what? Quinn Ewers is your guy. You're a big Quinn Ewers guy. I'll let you go first. That's your guy. That's your guy.
I like him enough. That's fine. Yeah, so I don't think that this is going to be the most intense or insane fight that we've ever had here. I think it's just going to be straight up fisticuffs. They might even fight like this with like the old timey Irish guy boxer. That's kind of how I assume all of these guys talk, sound, behave, except Quinn does it with a southern accent. But I think what really ends up happening here is we get two boxing matches. The coaches are pretty split. Neither one's really trying that hard because they're like, this is my first year in the NFL. Why am I just fighting people? And then Quinn Ewers starts off pretty strong, but he suddenly starts to realize something about Kyle Allen, and as he's hitting him, and Kyle's skin just starts like kind of coming off and revealing a skeleton type robot, a robo skeleton. He's a cyborg in a human suit. He's an android. Oh my God. And the Kyle Allen android just cocks back, one punch. Ewers is done. Walks over, pushes his coach out of the way, which throws him like 30 yards, and then just one punches Jeff Hapley, and the Dolphins are done.
Kyle Allen being a fucking android's crazy because you would think they could engineer an android who could actually complete a pass.
Well, he's got to be, if he was all powerful, you'd start to suspect.
Maybe, they do call some of these QBs machines. All right. I might be giving this one a longer scenario than it deserves. 100%. Way longer than it deserves.
Fine. We got the time.
So here's how I imagine this going. So you got Joe Brady, you got Jeff Hapley. Now they're both just kind of happy to have head coaching gigs. Neither one really deserved one, especially Jeff Hapley, right? Like he has no business coaching or being the head coach of an NFL football team. It just didn't go well in Boston College. It's not, nothing impressive about his resume. You look at Quinn Ewers, and I had the unfortunate displeasure of seeing him at Dell's one time when he had the ugliest haircut you could possibly ever have as a starting high school quarterback for South Lake Carroll, which it feels like it tracks. And then on the other side, you're like, you have Kyle Allen, yeah. You just have a guy.
You gotta check every time. You're like, I guess it's Kyle Allen.
yeah, you gotta check. I'm like, are you sure you don't mean Josh Allen? But yeah, you have the Allen that nobody wants to see playing Buffalo, and Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator who apparently could do no wrong, that Sean McDermott had to get ousted, right? So you have these two happy-go-lucky guys meeting in the center of the field. And they're like, "Hey, man, listen, it's the end of the season. Dolphins, you guys, you're not going anywhere. We just eked out a playoff spot here in Buffalo ourselves. Why don't we just throw in the backups and just call it a day?" And Happy's like, "Well, I'm just happy to be here. Quinn, I didn't think it could get bad. It could get worse than Tua. I've seen the Tua take, but it did. It somehow got worse. He throws the ball farther, that's for sure. It doesn't hit his mark ever. So yeah, well, let's go in there. And the next thing you know, you see something in the sky, just coming down into the stadium. You're like, what the hell is that? Is that a meteorite? Is that a meteor? What's coming down? No, it's a Tomahawk missile. There was a Tomahawk missile coming down, and it lands on the Dolphins side of the field. Turns out the person launching the missile had hoped that it would hit the Bills side. And you're like, well, who is this? Well, the camera pans to a gentleman in an attack helicopter. Where did he get this? You'll find out soon enough. But it's Sean McDermott, who went to go take his revenge on the Buffalo Bills. All right. A praiser of the Taliban, if I'm not mistaken. And he, in his time away from the team, decided to go and join the Taliban, commandeer some of their weaponry, and decided to go to the new Buffalo Bills stadium to leave his mark forever. Unfortunately, instead of killing Joe Brady and anybody else associated with the team, he accidentally took out Hapley and the Dolphins. And yeah, Joe Brady, you win by default. Not a single punch was thrown here. This is the saddest way to win a fight that I can remember. And you don't deserve this, Joe Brady. And may luck be on your side in the next round, because you advance.
Nice. Sorry, I was just making a note to tell Bethke we're gonna need a tiebreaker.
Wait, did you pick Hapley?
Yeah.
Oh my God! See, this is how generic these guys are.
No, wait. You were right. You're right. I did pick Joe Brady. Because of Kyle Allen. I'm an idiot.
See, this is how little of consequence this particular matchup was. There's nothing interesting here.
Well, I at least made Kyle Allen a cyborg or an android, so we could at least have some fun.
And that's why I brought terrorist Sean McDermott into
Jeff Hapley. You lost 0-1. I almost gave him the win just there on the standings. Joe Brady 1-0.
Congratulations. All right. Now let's get over to the AFC West. We have 3 fights for you on the docket because we're going to I've miscounted.
2 more fights.
2 more. Sorry. 2 fights left on the docket because I did not account. All right. I probably should have been doing 3, or we should have been doing 4. With how late you start out.
It's all good. We got
it's all good because it's going to be chaotic.
Nothing but time over the next month.
It's going to be real chaotic head coach fight up. I just want everybody to know this. The way I'm going to get this so we can get the final right before the season starts. So, anyway, we had Broncos, Raiders. All right. You have Sean Payton. Why did he looks like a ghoul. Right?
Yeah. He's one of the least human looking NFL coaches
that I could remember in quite some time.
It's kind of like almost turning into like a version of like the Emperor from Star Wars.
Yes, that is 100% what that looks like.
Not quite as bad as this, but wrong one. Sorry. But still, yeah, he's got that Ian McDermott hooded,
and then you have
man.
Then you have Clint Kubiak on the other side. In that image, he kind of looks like his dad, Gary Kubiak, a little bit. You kind of get the resemblance. I don't know if you remember what Gary Kubiak looked like. I kind of do. Football sicko days. What can I say?
It's been a while since I thought about Gary Kubiak.
And it's been a while since I last saw you.
Oh
What
yeah,
is
okay, yeah.
What is Sean Payton's record in this?
All time standings show me Sean Payton.
There you go,
0-3.
Sean Payton.
0-3.
Will things change for you, Sean? We're about to find out. And then, did you say Jared Stidham? I thought you were going to pick Sam Ehlinger for some reason.
When I looked at it today, it was Stidham. So,
all right. Well, we're going to go with
I don't know if
Stidham.
things have updated. Oh no, I think it's always been Stidham over Ehlinger.
We do have a little bit of flexibility with that backup spot, but
Hey.
it's fine. It's fine. You don't want to put too much Longhorn bias into this.
I don't need to be killing off every former Longhorn quarterback
that didn't bring you a national title. Anyway, all right. Let's have you kick this one off as you did the last one. We'll keep that order going.
All right. I mean, it's hard to even find a solution if I was trying to give Sean Payton a win here. I imagine Jared Stidham has to walk up to him and be like, hey coach, we got that fight today. And Sean Payton's just I don't know, sundowning in the corner. And so then Clint Kubiak and Fernando Mendoza, they're young, they're spry. They come in ready to go, and Jared Stidham's like, hey guys, he's clearly not with us right now. Maybe we could try this again another time when he's more lucid. And they kind of make a few jokes and turn to walk away. And that's when Sean Payton rises off the ground and shoots lightning bolts out of his hands into the backs of Clint Kubiak and Fernando Mendoza as they scream and writhe in pain. And Jared Stidham has to beg him to stop. And he's like, coach, not again. Not again. And so Peyton stops and cackling says, we'll see you in the next life. And then I guess Sean Payton wins because I thought that would be funnier.
All right. Interesting. All right, this is where I'm gonna go. So it's the end of a game. It's in the end. It's the end of one of those Monday Night Football games. Where they put the AFC West in this weird doubleheader. And the Broncos win because they are just a better team than the Raiders. Clint Kubiak just looks at Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has his chain, and he's doing one of these. He's like, Kirko chains. Golly gosh, you like that? You like that? And he's just like, oh, Fernando, you're starting the next game. I just want you to know that. Because the Raiders lost by quite a bit. But the CTE demons are starting to get into the mind of Kirk Cousins. Speaking of demons, it's nighttime. All right, they're at Mile High. And it's the end of the game. Clint Kubiak, this is his first game there as a head coach. And he just wants to soak it in, right? Because his dad's stomping grounds are there. He used to be an offensive coordinator for Kyle Shanahan back in the day. Did I say Kyle Shanahan?
You did.
God damn it. Mike Shanahan. Sorry. I used to be the offensive coordinator for Mike Shanahan back in the day, And he's like, man, this is where my dad got his start. It's an OC.
He also played there. Do you know he played there for 9 years?
Who, the Kubiak?
Yeah. 83 to 91.
Was he an offensive lineman?
Quarterback, but I'm guessing he just backed up
Elway.
On Elway a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there you go. He's like, this is where my dad, there's so much history here. My family got their start here. Shame we couldn't get a win. Fernando Mendoza comes up. He's like, coach, this is where God wants us to be right now. This is exactly. Let me read you my Bible passage. And he's like, Clint's just like, stop. Just get back into the locker room, please. You're starting next week, okay? All right. It's like, Coach, please. I'm scared of living in Sin City. There's just too much temptation everywhere. And he's like, please, just go. I need a moment. Can I have a moment? Like, all right, Coach. I'll go. And there he goes and scurries off. And then the lights cut out. Right? Lights cut out. And thunder and lightning just start to just kind of generate in the sky. And as a big bolt of lightning hits the sky, there's a flash, and you see something behind Clint Kubiak. It's Sean Payton with a ghoulishly vile grin on his face. And he's like, you like that? And he turns around like, Kirk, is that you? No, idiot. And then you see Sean Payton smoking a doobie. Matter of fact, he has a bong. He's like, oh, you fucking idiot. It's me. Oh, you like that? The electricity here fucking sucks. Oh. He's like, right. And you know what else sucks? Oh, you're not going to make it out of the stadium alive. He's like, what? And gargoyle wings spread from the back of Sean Payton. The bong drops onto the ground, and he calls upon his backup quarterback, Jarrett Stidham. He's like, Jarrett, give me your blood. Like, what? Give it to me. And he took a chunk out of Jarrett Stidham's out of his arm, and it's just like feeding on him. And you see this demonic form start to take place where, Sean Payton's body used to be. And Sean Payton has turned into a demon. And then he starts swinging wildly at Clint. Clint is running for his life, but it's dark as hell, and he can't really see anything. And so he dodges, rolls, and then he sees Jarrett Stidham holding his arms like, oh, shit, that hurt. Oh, fuck. And he's like, all right, and he makes a beeline straight towards Jarrett Stidham. Sean Payton, just like a mad demon, chasing right after him. Clint Kubiak gets behind Jarrett and throws him. I say throw. He shoves, all right, as hard as he can into Sean Payton's way. Jarrett Stidham just flies into the air. His left arm severed. Congratulations, Sam Ellinger. If you make it past, if Sean Payton makes it past this, you might be the backup QB. Yeah, who knows? And then, Sean Payton's like, you're going to need more than that. It's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, Sean? And he's just like, how do you think I get all these wins? How do you think I get away with all this shit? Sacrifices need to be made, Clint. I will consume your soul. And then you hear some chanting. You hear some praying. And you see the thickest Bible you've ever seen. And here comes Fernando Mendoza. Coach, I'll save you. And he starts reading Leviticus. And I don't know any passages from Leviticus, and I don't. Okay.
Oh, my God.
But he just starts reading some shit. And he just starts throwing water at Sean Payton. He's like, I bless this myself. Don't you worry, Coach. It's holy water. And lo and behold, it is starting to work. Sean Payton is going, oh my God, oh no. And Sean Payton is like, oh God, what? And he's like, wait, did I say God? My bad. I don't believe in that guy. I'm Sean Payton. I'm the fucking devil. And then he goes and starts charging at Fernando Mendoza. And Fernando Mendoza just keeps reading something. And then somebody who pulled the prank on him, Max Crosby, before he left. Wait, no. Max Crosby got traded away, right?
Not yet. Not unless it happened in the last 6 hours.
That's right. That trade did not go through because of the failed physical. Well, it turns out that John 3:16, a passage from there, got replaced by Max Crosby, and it is Steve Austin's promo where he debuted the now very famous Austin 316. And as he's reading it, and he's like, you can thump your Bible and say your Psalms, and John 316, Austin 316 just says I whooped your fanny, because he doesn't cuss. And Sean Payton is just laughing his ass off. And then something weird starts to happen. He starts to melt away, because Max Crosby isn't the only one who pulled, or Max Crosby didn't pull a prank just on Fernando. He pulled one on everybody that had a bong in the stadium.
Uh-oh.
That bong, unbeknownst to Sean Payton, had holy water in it. So there are some holy water fumes, vapors going in there into Sean Payton. It just took a while. And Sean Payton starts to melt away, and you just see him dissolve onto the turf. Fernando Mendoza, shocked, like, my exorcism worked. I can't believe it. Coach, did you see that? He's like, quick, go get Jared Stidham. He could infect Jared's body. And sure enough, Jared's body does in fact get possessed by the demonic Sean Payton. And he's like, Fernando, throw the Bible at him. And Fernando just drops back, pump fakes, lets one go, and with perfect precision and touch, hits the temple of the possessed Jared Stidham, killing him. And in turn, trapping the soul of Sean Payton in a dead body. And then Clint Kubiak pours the rest of the bong water on there, effectively, completely exorcising Sean Payton. And it looks like we're going to need Bethke to break the tie.
I'm on it. We'll get that.
Because
done.
I refuse to give Sean Payton a win.
Funny that you use Leviticus, because it's like the only things I remember from that book are like instructions on how to sacrifice or what people should or shouldn't be stoned to death. So it kind of plays. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember like what the purpose of the whole book was, but it's mostly just God giving Moses instructions.
Well, there you go. He gave Fernando Mendoza instructions. Oh, that was good. All right. Now, what do we got left? We got Big Red Machine, Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh. Oh, and my gosh. One of my favorite projects in the NFL against a project in the NFL, I guess. All right. You could call these guys both busts from the same draft class, because you would not be wrong. Matter of fact, that is interesting.
Does Trey Lance get to count as a bust if he just never had a job?
Yes, he does count as a bust. He was taken 3 overall. Like,
yeah, fair.
You know,
that's maybe even worse than a bust, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that he is a super bust if there's ever been one. Which, bad situation to land in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan. This is just an aside here. Kyle Shanahan doesn't like quarterbacks that, you need to mold into something. They're like, he just wants them to, he just wants to plug and play, really. So anyway, then you have Justin Fields, you have Trey Lance, you have some very athletic, really big QBs in this one. To pair with their very elderly elderly QBs, or no, coaches rather. Now, Big Red, he's a huge guy. Okay, so he's a hefty fella. He's got a lot of girth and tonnage, if you will. But Jim's got those crazy eyes. All right, he's an insane human being. So something has to give. Will the backup quarterbacks, who are their tag team partners, be the difference in this matchup? There's only one way to find out. Patrick, since you've started the fights in each round or in each one, you might as well just finish it off here with
yeah. All right. I like to look at them while I do it. That helps me. Okay. So, imagine this is like basically like okay, here we go. Here's the full situation. Now I got it. So this year the NFL is using new like third party water boys. They're NFL employees. They don't work for any team. They're just NFL employees. And this is some lore that I'm inventing on the fly. That's why a lot of these fights happen is that they spike the water with different things to see what'll happen in these fights.
No.
So this one they're experimenting with something new. They're like, all right, I've been smoking a lot of pot and playing Super Smash Bros. I really want to see if we can make something happen like that with these coaches. So when they get ready to fight, they're starting to feel a little weird. And Justin Fields and Trey Lance, they both basically get like Sonic the Hedgehog, just like bouncing around everywhere. Like they're just flying around the stadium chasing after each other. You can't even if it's animated, if it's a movie, you can't see what's happening. These are just balls of light bouncing around in circles around the whole stadium for most of this fight. And so Reed and Harbaugh are going to face off at midfield. And it's one of those things where all of a sudden the center of the field where the team logo is lifts up above the ground, and now that's the fighting stage for them. And Harbaugh, they're the Chargers, so he's gonna get some lightning, like Pikachu like powers. He can shoot little blasts of lightning at you. He can call one big one down. But Andy Reid, you might think he's gonna get something like Bowser. No, Andy Reid's getting Kirby like powers. Andy Reid can float, he can hover, and he can drop down like a hammer. And so it's a lot of fun, Harbaugh's trying to just keep his distance with the lightning. He doesn't want Reed to get close. If Reed gets close, it's over. And again, in the background, you just got these two, one red, one light blue light, just bouncing around. You can't tell what the fuck's going on with those two. You're just figuring eventually one of them will show up, and then we'll deal with that when we get there. And Reed and Harbaugh, they're trading licks. They're getting some basic punches in. They're kind of getting to use some of their powers. Reed's hit him with a couple of those wooden hammers. Harbaugh's hit him with a couple of the down B full strike lightnings. It's been a pretty even match so far. But eventually Andy Reid's like, I'm kind of tired of this. And he does the thing where you hold B and Kirby just sucks up. And he just inhales Harbaugh. And then he jumps off the edge and then drops him and floats back. So Harbaugh's going to fall to his death. He's over. You can't stop when someone can time that Kirby move just right. You're fucked. You absolutely can, but Harbaugh won't. So Andy Reid's just kind of sitting there watching these balls of light fly around him, and he's trying to figure out, who am I gonna have to am I gonna have to fight Trey Lance, or is Justin just gonna take care of this for me? And both of them land back on this middle piece, just tired, exhausted. They can't move. They can't breathe. So Andy Reid just grabs Trey Lance by the hand and slowly drags him to the edge and drops him off to join his coach in the pit of despair.
All right. That is... God, okay, that was good. Fuck. All right, well, let's see if I can come up with a scenario that is just as wacky and intense as this one was. All right. So in this case, we're going to have Justin Fields. We're going to have Trey Lance. And in this world, they're known as two of the most athletic quarterbacks of their draft class. Probably still are two of the most athletic guys in the NFL, known for their long speed as runners, strong arms. And so I think about this, I'm like, Justin Fields, he's so goddamn fast. He's just unbelievable. And, you have Trey Lance, he's not as fast, but still, he can move. So imagine it's like the Flash versus Quicksilver. All right. Quicksilver, not as fast as the Flash. And in this case, Justin Fields is the Flash and Trey Lance is Quicksilver. But as a matter of fact, I want to do you one even better. instead of the actual Flash, this Justin Fields, he has a vendetta. All right, he's been begging for somebody to just believe in him, and nobody has. Nobody has. Not even Andy Reid. I mean, how could he? He has Patrick Mahomes, right? So Justin Fields, instead of being the Flash, he's the reverse Flash. He's evil. He does terrible things. And so what is he doing here? Well, you'll find out. Because you have Andy Reid. He's, big old guy with a big gut. Kind of, he's really like a walrus. And if Santa Claus and a football coach got combined into one living thing, that is Andy Reid. And then Jim Harbaugh, he's like if you took the personification of insomnia and made him know how to coach football, but like wears out his welcome everywhere he's been. That is him, right? These two, they don't really have powers like that. Except Andy Reid has gotten some secret modifications. Yes. He's gotten some secret modifications. He can now morph his mouth to look like that of a walrus. But with the big tusks. The big walrus tusks. They have tusks, right? Yeah. And Jim Harbaugh, well, all he can really do is not really feel pain. So Jim Harbaugh looks at Andy. He's like, Andy, you fat fucking shit. Who told you that chicken was a good bird? And Andy's like, what? Hold on, what? Bird? I'm having a hamburger. I'm having a cheeseburger right now. Jim, what's gone into you? Ah! And then you just see a real slow, just run, kind of like a jaunt, over there to Andy. And so this is happening on one side, and then you have Justin Fields looking over at Trey Lance. Trey Lance, it's like, hey, both of our careers didn't go out like the way we wanted it to, huh? Still got taken over you. Justin Fields, not going to let that shit slide. He's like, all right, fight me about it. He's like, I'll do you one better. I'll race you about it. Boom! And then you see our two speedsters running side by side as fast as they can, breaking the sound barrier. And you just see some shit talking coming from both sides. One calling the other one trash. And Justin Fields is like, at least I've had moments. You ain't even had that in the league. And Trevor's just like, fuck you. You just see punches as they're running. Just bah, 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 bah. And to the average human eye, you just hear these booms. Winds just swirling around in the stadium. And then you go back and you see what the coaches are doing, and Jim is still running. He is still like a light jog, but a crazed look, right? At this point, it's kind of like a power walk, like just like that. And Andy, finishing his cheeseburger, is like, Jim, you're gonna make me do this. You're not gonna let me finish my meal, and you won't like what happens. And then you just see this contortion, this just morphing on the face of Andy Reid, and these tusks start to come out. His mustache just becomes whiskers. And he just looks a little bit like this if this had a giant tusks. But it's just his head, right? He's like, I'm sorry, Jim. And Jim's like, I ain't scared of pain. And he just goes for a punch. And one tusk, boom, penetrates the forearm of Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's like, I still have another good arm. And he's trying with all his might. And poor Andy Reid, he's so torn about what he has to do. He's like, oh, don't make me do this, Jim. He's just taking these punches. And then Andy Reid hears what sounds like a whistle for his next cheeseburger, and he turns around. The tusk is still through the arm of Jim Harbaugh. Yes. And that rips his arm clean off. Jim is like, let's get it on. He grabs his arm from the tusk and starts using it to wail on poor Andy Reid, who is just conflicted. He doesn't want to fight. He just wants to enjoy a great double patted cheeseburger with some bacon. Hold the mustard. No. He seems like a mustard guy. Hold the tomatoes. I feel like he doesn't like tomatoes. All right. And then we cut back to our speedsters who are still just running in circles. And Justin Fields is like, I'm tired of playing with you. And Trey Lance is like, what are you talking about? You're not that much faster than me. He's like, oh, bet. And because he is the reverse Flash, he actually runs the opposite way, stops on a dime, turns the opposite way, going almost 3 times as fast as our Quicksilver Trey Lance here, and just runs right through him. Runs right through the guy. And Trey Lance has been obliterated. He's dead. He's gone. So just like his career, he's dead. And Justin Fields just looks with a solemn look over at his coach. And he looks at Patrick Mahomes like, oh, could be worse. I could still be in Pittsburgh. And then starts to slow down. And he looks at Jim. And he's like, all right, coach, I'll do you this one favor. And then what to us might be a blink of an eye, to him, an eternity. Because time moves differently when you're a speedster. He goes over, Justin Fields punches Jim Harbaugh with a light tap, but because of the speed that he is going at, that just like blows his shit smooth off, as the kids like to say. And Jim Harbaugh's been beheaded. Andy Reid is our winner. Our king, if you will. Our Burger King.
He went through quite a transformation in this fight.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Andy Reid, a unanimous winner.
What's his record now? I feel like he has a respectable record in the Fight Club.
One sec. I gotta cross off Harbaugh's name here, and then we'll go to the standings. Jim Harbaugh 0-3. Andy Reid 5-4.
All right. Andy
Where
Reid.
we are at now.
A respectable record.
Yeah, I mean, and that division's been kind of weak for a while, right? It's just been him and Harbaugh, basically, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Brandon Staley, Josh McDaniels, Antonio Pierce, and then the same two as the other ones here. So yeah, Pete Carroll last year, who actually won the division and the whole thing.
Oh, there you go.
So that means we're done with the AFC East. Aaron Glenn and Joe Brady both are going to clear that division. And we got halfway through the West here with at least Andy Reid getting through, and we'll need a tie break for Peyton and Kubiak.
What? Has Bethke responded yet?
No.
All right, fair enough. Well, we'll find out next week.
Yeah,
what the results of Bethke.
To be fair, I did tell him that I wanted him to record a short video, not to hop on.
Fair enough. That is fair enough. I mean, it is difficult when once we get on, he's barely getting off work. So there is that.
All right.
All right. But yeah, we have completed the West. We've completed the East. And next week,
We'll complete the AFC.
We're just going to complete the AFC.
Yeah.
And then after that, we will debut, after the last fight has concurred, we'll debut the format for how this is all going to go. Because I believe we have after today. We're starting next week. We'll have 4 weeks after that till the season starts.
Sounds right. We're already down to 16 coaches, so that'll be pretty quick work. Well, we will be down to 16 coaches.
Yeah, well, let me see. Weeks till the NFL season.
The Panthers and Cardinals are tied at half. Scoreless first quarter. They both scored 17 in the second quarter in the Hall of Fame game.
Hell yeah. What a game. We have 5 weeks left, by the way. 34 days.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Andy Reid.
We're at a good pace. We're at a good pace here.
Andy Reid moves above 500 now that he's at 5-4, so he's on the. It's probably like a top third. He's probably in the top third of combatants. Quite a bit of fights. This was his 9th fight. I'm trying to find Jim. Oh yeah, Jim is 0-3, so not very fun. Not a fun time for Jim.
Definitely not.
He's got to be more than
he has a fighter spirit,
right? Has he only been in that division for 3 years?
This is year 3.
He's only been in that. Yeah.
He has a warrior spirit. He just does not have.
He's 0-2 against Andy Reid specifically, actually.
Oh, fantastic!
With Pete Carroll taking the Rumble last year.
Hell yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, well then, to more of continuing these coincidental bits at your expense.
There we go. Well, all right, man. Unless you got anything else, I think we'll call it a week and go do whatever it is we do after this.
Yeah, which in my case is just fucking rest. Because goddamn. Long work weeks, man. Long work weeks. Anyway, everybody, y'all have a fantastic weekend. We will see you next week for some more Head Coach Fight Club and many more sports and shit.
Yeah, sports and.
I'm not here to present stats. I'm just here to present vibes.
Rhino Pills and Kyrie Irving.